One quiet afternoon, a young girl named Eliza was happily playing in her bedroom, lost in the colors of her toys. Her chestnut hair was tied in twin ribbons, and her yellow sundress glowed faintly in the soft light filtering through the window. Outside, the sky was overcast, casting a grayish hue across the room. The only sound was the soft clink of wooden blocks and the occasional giggle from Eliza. From the kitchen, a voice called out, "Sweetheart, come down and help me." It was her mother's voice, gentle, familiar, but slightly off. Eliza paused, tilting her head. Something about the tone made her hesitate, but the warmth of the words pulled her in. She smiled, stood up, and skipped toward the hallway. As she walked down the hallway, the air grew colder. The lights flickered once, then steadied. Family portraits on the walls seemed to shift slightly, their eyes following her. She passed the cupboard under the stairs, a place she'd always avoided. Her mother had once told her, "Never open that door, it's not for you." Just as she passed, the cupboard door creaked open. A pale hand shot out, grabbing her wrist with unnatural strength. Eliza screamed, but the sound was swallowed by the silence. She was yanked inside, the door slamming shut behind her. Inside the cramped, dusty cupboard, crouched in the shadows, was her mother. But this mother was trembling, her face pale, eyes wide with terror. Her apron was stained, her hands shaking. "Eliza," she whispered, "don't go into the kitchen. I heard it too." Eliza's breath caught. "But you called me." The woman shook her head violently. "That wasn't me." From outside the cupboard, footsteps echoed, slow, deliberate, coming from the kitchen toward the hallway. The voice called again, closer now. "Eliza, where are you?" It was identical to her mother's, but now hollow, stretched, like a recording played too slow. The real mother inside the cupboard clutched Eliza tightly. It mimics. It waits. Through a crack in the cupboard door, Eliza saw the kitchen door open. A figure stood there, her mother's shape, but wrong. Too tall, limbs slightly bent the wrong way. Its head tilted unnaturally as it sniffed the air. The real mother whispered, "We have to run. But not through the hallway. There's a crawl space behind the cupboard. It leads to the basement." Eliza nodded, tears streaming down her face. The mimic outside began humming a lullaby, her bedtime song. They crawled through the narrow passage, dust choking their lungs. Behind them, the mimic scratched at the cupboard door, whispering, "Sweetheart, come help me." The basement was pitch black, but safe, for now. In the basement, the real mother lit a candle. "It came 3 nights ago. I saw it standing in the kitchen, smiling with my face. I've been hiding ever since." Eliza trembled. "Why didn't it take you?" Her mother looked down. "It's waiting for me to leave the house. It can't mimic what it hasn't consumed." They heard footsteps again, this time above them. The mimic was searching. Eliza's mother handed her a small key. "This opens the back door. You run. Don't look back. Don't answer if it calls." Eliza sprinted through the basement tunnel, emerging into the backyard. Behind her, the mimic burst through the kitchen window, limbs flailing, face twisted in rage. It screamed her name, but she didn't turn. She reached the gate, unlocked it, and ran into the woods. The mimic stopped at the edge of the yard, unable to cross. It stood there, watching, its face slowly melting into something faceless. Eliza was found hours later by neighbors. Her story was dismissed as trauma-induced hallucination, but she never returned to that house. And sometimes, late at night, she still hears the voice. "Sweetheart, come help me." Her relatives dismissed it as trauma. They said she'd been through too much, that her mind was trying to make sense of fear. But Eliza knew better. She remembered the way the mimic's face had melted, the way it had stopped at the edge of the yard as if bound by something ancient. Weeks passed, then months. One night, while staying at her aunt's house, Eliza heard a knock at the window. She lived on the second floor. The knock was soft, rhythmic. She crept to the window and peeked through the curtain. Nothing. But on the glass, written in condensation, were the words, "I found you!" She screamed. Her aunt rushed in, but the writing was gone. They moved again. Eliza stopped speaking for a while. She drew pictures, always of 2 mothers, one smiling, one crouched in the dark. Her teachers grew concerned. Therapists tried to help, but none could explain the drawings of long-limbed shadows and twisted smiles. Then one day, Eliza spoke. She told her therapist, "It's not just me, it's looking for others." The mimic, she explained, didn't just copy voices, it copied love. It learned what made someone feel safe and used it. It could become a sibling, a friend, a pet, anything that made you lower your guard. And once you did, it took your place. The therapist didn't believe her, but that night, she received a call from her own daughter. "Mom, come help me." She rushed home, found the door open, her daughter's shoes by the stairs, and the cupboard door slightly ajar. Inside, crouched in the dark, was her real daughter, pale, trembling. "Don't go into the kitchen," she whispered. "I heard it too."